Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnava.
Like night is only night in relationship to day. Big is only big in relationship to small.
So they accept that there is small and there is big.
Relatively.
Yes.
Yes, it's related by time and space. You call 5 seconds or 10 seconds. This is related. There's nothing is absolute.
Why do they not understand relativity of brain?
Yes, they're also to understand that. But they haven't proposed yet. They haven't proposed so far.
Their formula is that, what is it? Energy equals
E is equal to mc square.
time times
Mass times the square of the velocity of light.
squared.
Of the velocity of light.
In psychology, there is study brain substance. Brain substance of all men are not equal. Is it known to the scientists? Brain substance.
Yes. I think this is known because when Einstein died, they tried to preserve the brain of Einstein, thinking that his brain was different from others.
If it was not different, then how he become distinguished?
The brain substance is different. That's why we have the intelligence different.
According to the brain substance, there is difference of intelligence.
They attribute a lot more factors too, like environment, development.
Anyway, so relative brain, relative light, duration of light, Brahma, is different from the duration of light of this planet. So, relatively there are so many different species of life living in it. Do the scientists agree or not?
Yes.
And why there should be a perfect brain, which is God?
Well, the atheists, they say that
I don't know the question of ethics, it is the question of science.
they say that the scientific conclusion is that relativity extends for infinity.
Yeah, that infinity, that infinite brain is God.
So they say there's no need for a one infinite.
No, there is need, because you have operator in the laboratory, hydrogen, oxygen. You can make one glass of water. So why not the biggest brain make a massive water? How can you deny it? If you accept the law of relativity, then just like a ant, it can grow all small in the room. But you can make a tunnel. Similarly, one can make biggest tunnel.
They say that you are just material energy, and the water is
Everyone is
material
material
energy.
And it is working relatively according to the relative brain and body. So ultimately, to infinite brain, you must accept.
That infinite brain is absolute.
Yes. He is not dependent on anyone.
Well, they see because the small relativity, it's like we're relative, our capacity, because everything is relative.
Yes.
And God also has to be relative.
Yes, God is relative. You are small, he is big.
Yes.
That's all. Very easy. You are teeny and he is infinite.
But on that basis also we can say that we're God over the ant.
Yes. That we have explained every time. That we are not supreme. But in comparison to the ant, I am God.
Go back to me.
Similarly, the ant is also God in comparison to my soul.
So they can say that relativity extends, there is no supreme.
Huh?
Just relative supreme.
Yet is supreme indeed. It's like you are infinite. You are God to the ant. Similarly, he is supreme, God to everyone.
That point they won't agree.
Why they just not agree? Why they shall not agree?
Because they don't have the complete information.
Then there is no question of information. It is a question of knowledge and philosophy. As I see reality, this is small, this big, this is bigger than this is bigger than this, bigger than this, bigger than this. When you find that no more bigger, that is.
They say that relative scale of small and bigger, that goes on forever, it never stops.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. But you have to accept somebody bigger than you.
So in the material time scale, there's no absolute.
That is explained in the Veda. Nitya Nityanam. God means that he is also eternal. We are also eternal. Everything is eternal. As they say, everything is existing. But the operation is different. Operance is relative. God means operational activity is much more higher important than yours. Have a small body like this. If you are asked to pick up something from the midst of the ocean, you cannot do it. But if one can assume a very big body, so that in the midst of the ocean, the water is like this, up to this. How can you deny it?
No, they wouldn't deny that. They would simply deny the existence of an absolute supreme.
There is no question of absolute. You have to accept bigger than it. Just like this small bird is walking in the water, in the beach, the water may be up to this. And somebody may come, go in the midst of the water, and the water is up to land. How can you deny?
Making a lot of noise.
No, they wouldn't deny that.
If you accept that, then it is all. It is all. It is better than you. That's all. Same example. By hydrogen, oxygen is there. You make. You can make. a glass of water in the laboratory. The hydrogen oxygen is there, but you cannot mix big quantity of hydrogen oxygen and make it tea. But one who can do that, he is bigger than you.
But because that relativity extends on,
Yes.
and that discounts the importance of any one person.
Yes, important. You cannot make the sea. You can make a glass of water. Therefore, what has made the sea is much more important than yourself. That's what it's like.
They say there's something more important than the one that's made the sea.
That's all I thoroughly accept that there is somebody bigger than you who can make this sea. There may be somebody bigger than me. That's all right. But you accept that he is small, he is big. That we have explained in the Brahma Samhita, that the Mahavishnu, from his breathing, millions of universes are coming. And again he said, Jasyaika nissusita kalama thavalamma jivanti loma blaja jaga. Vishnu Mahansa ya kalabhishesha. This Mahavishnu is only a portion, plenary expansion of Krishna. Mahavishnu is also nothing. That we accept. Relatively more.
See, their point of argument would be that they don't accept that there's a transcendental energy that exists.
Never mind, but you have to accept that you are not even insignificant ant before him. That you accept. Then our proposition is relevant.
Well, you
are nothing but an insignificant ant in comparison to his power.
But they think it's like the ant may have insignificant power, but the ant's not increasing its power. The human beings are increasing their power.
So you see, for the time being, you are nothing but an insignificant creature. When you increase, just like everyone is trying to become a very big business. But not that before becoming a Rockefeller, he can claim that I'm a Rockefeller. That is nonsense. You become Rockefeller, then you can.
But just the possibility of becoming one intoxicates
The possibility is not fact. Everyone has got the possibility of becoming a Rockefeller. But that does not mean everyone is Rockefeller. That is another thing.
But the possibility puffs them up, intoxicates them. The possibility intoxicates them.
Then you can think that all the banks belong to me. That is another intoxication. If you want to be happy, then all the banks of Los Angeles, they belong to me. I am the proprietor. If that intoxication gives you some relief, you enjoy that. But actually you are a madman if you think like that.
Some human beings have done that.
Some
human beings have done that.
But you are not. First of all, you accept. Some may have done, some may be done. But you are not. First of all, you accept that. You are not that man.
The problem of relativity is all right. So, say for example, I can make 5 balls, and one ball will be smaller than others. So, like that, I can make 5 different kinds of balls, but these are related with other. But I'm making these balls, you know. So there has to be a person who can make these relative things. Otherwise, there is no question of relativity. If there is someone who is operating these relative things.
They just say that relative energy creates relative manifestation. The energy which is making the bowls is still relative.
Yes, but there has to be a person who is engaged in making these relative things. Otherwise, there will be no relativity.
But that's still a relative energy.
Whatever it may be, somebody is operating the relative law. We explain many times that everyone is God, that's all right. A relative God.
In modern physics, one school of thought is everything that happens, even the manifestation of personality, intelligence, everything is simply a different combination of material energy.
That's all right. That is relative.
So there's no necessary question of being person. Everything is simply atoms.
Because you are a person, therefore everything must be person. You are studying as a person. You are not a dead one.
That personality is also just atoms in different orbits.
That's all right, we agree. We agree. So therefore we say, see God, Varuna, person.
We are like atomic particles of
We
God.
accept this. Everything person. Everything is person.
If everything is atoms, and atoms are not persons,
Why not person? We say, within the atom there is
Sure.
God.
that you can't see.
Huh?
That they can't see.
They cannot see so many things. Yes, cannot. But seeing God, they have God. We cannot see what is there within the ocean. That does not mean there is no living entity. Your seeing power is defective. A small microbe, less than a krishna, not so small yet. So within that microbe body, there is all physiological machine. And you cannot.
Well, that's why we have to be practical. It's like if a crazy man comes up and says,
Practical means you have to accept that you are a small, insignificant, and that is very, very big. That is life. How can I deny it? As you can create a glass of water by mixing hydrogen and oxygen. So, another person who can create this sea by mixing hydrogen and oxygen, he is greater than you have to accept.
well, they just say it's all the same energy anyway.
That's all that. But you cannot operate it. The energy is there, the material is there. Conclusion is that if you accept the law of relativity, you have to accept God. What do you think?
There's no question about it. In other words, God is infinite and we are finite particles of small living fragments.
Smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest. Okay. You are creating one glass of water by mixing hydrogen and oxygen. God is creating millions of Pacific Ocean simultaneously. Just like the seasonal changes, as soon as the season changes, millions of trees immediately grows leaves. Immediately. When there is seasonal change of season, immediately millions of trees without it. This is God's energy. The energy is working in the same way. You can also create one leaf. It will take at least 3 days to make artificially one leaf. but that is also not perfect. But God is creating millions of trees and millions and trillions of leaves within a second. That you can see.
They won't credit that to a person.
Huh?
They won't give any credit.
But that is their foolishness. Therefore they are asked. You kick him with shoes. Yes, he said, no, I am all right.
They would say, just like you build a big fire, that may produce 100 degrees, and a small fire produces 5 degrees, but it's still fire.
That's all right.
They're all the same energy.
You are also living entity. He is also living entity. That you understand. You are also fire. He is also fire. But you are spark. He is big fire. That is the difference. A spark is also fire. Who denies it?
It's all one.
All one in quality, not in quantity. That is our philosophy.
So they take the whole material energy as being,
That's all right.
they don't accept anything beyond that.
Difference of quantity is there. That is relativity. That I am trying to tell you. You can make a glass of water. That quantity, and if I can make a quantity person, that quantity is not the one. The water is one, that's all. And the process of manufacture is also one. But the quantity is different.
Because the basic energy is the same, then there's no need for a God.
No, there is need of God. You cannot make the quantity person. Your God is needed.
We should say that God's power is inconceivable.
Yes. Inconceivable to you, but not inconceivable to him.
Yes.
He knows his business.
Because our brain is so teeny compared with his,
Yes.
so we cannot conceive his power.
It is inconceivable. Describe the contents of the sun. Let them create a small sun. So that at night there is no need of
Electricity
light.
So the same thing that's created the sun has created us.
So that is one after another. He creates something, by that energy another thing is created, another thing is getting good. That is the law of peace.
They don't see anyone behind that.
No, what power of seeing, that is their foolishness. What they can see, how far they can see. The so-called seeing is blind. What he can see.
Dr. Frost's philosophy.
Yes, Dr. Frost.
We see that so-called discoveries by scientists are nothing but an imitation, just a... So, for example, discoveries like aeroplane. They discovered because they imitated the flying of birds. They saw how the birds are flying. So they imitated two wings and then like shape of a bird. This is not their creation. This is just imitation from nature's, lack of nature. Same thing, all discoveries are just imitations.
Still they cannot imitate, just like a small bird also flying here. So what machinery is there? If they can invent that machinery, then the petroleum question is over. But he cannot see that. This bird is also flying, and the aeroplane is also flying. But you are flying the aeroplane on the strength of petroleum. But in the bird there is no petroleum. The bird is creating his own energy from within. Machine is so mad that he is flying without petroleum. Why don't you do that? You see?
Because the living force, in a body there is a living force.
They think they can
They have not done it. Again that same thing
in the future.
in future. That is nonsense. When you do it, then it's right.
So for example, computer is just like human brain. I mean, it's different to a degree, but it works like human brain. But of course, there's an operator in the...
The human brain is there. He's pushing the button. Without human brain, it cannot work. The human brain is there. It is not human brain. The machine itself is not human brain. The human brain outside the machine works.
We are convinced that we have to make a human brain.
That's all right. Again, the future. Foolishness is going. But we don't accept such foolishness in future. Everyone can say, in future I shall become.
That is why in one branch of science, so-called trying to solve in future, so for example, they already are trying to tell what is going to happen in 2000 years. So they say in 2000 years, for example, what type of dinner is going to have today. So they just...
But he cannot say what is going to happen to him 2000 years.
You cannot say even tomorrow what's going to happen.
He will still be existing as much as he's existing now because the energy will all be conserved.
The energy is already existing. You don't require to think of what will happen. The energy is existing. Why you bother yourself? Let the energy do its work. Energy actually it is being done. Just like that Mr. Johnson, he was president. He was always busy. What will happen? What will happen? Now he has to be over. And still, the government is going on. Without him. The government is going on without him. But when he was in the government, he was thinking, oh,
I'd say the government's going on because he was conscientious like that when he was the president.
yeah, but without him, the government can go on. Why does he not think like that?
You really have to think like that.
Huh?
It's like if I think I don't have to do anything, but everything will go on anyway.
Now, if you accept that energies are already there, then why should you bother? The energy left.
So I'm also that energy. So I'm acting. It's like that
But
energy.
when you are not acting, the energy is going on. So you are acting or no acting, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter whether I chant Hare Krishna or not because the energy is the same.
Yes, that's right. But we do not belong to that. We belong to, what is called, discriminating human being. We want to create something for advancement. We are living entities. We want advancement. And advancement means I have to do that. But if I want to go advance, then I have to walk. You are walking in Ladu. My walking if I want to advance.
So, planning for something is necessary. Without planning, thinking that there's energies everywhere, we cannot just...
Planning is necessary. That planning should be within the big planning. You cannot plan anything independently.
Relation.
Yes. prove existence of God by this law of relativity.
Actually, everything is working under the laws of nature. Nothing remains stopped. Everything works.
That is the instruction of Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna declaring fight, Krishna ultimately said, that don't think that all these men who are gathered here, they'll go home. It is already planned they will to die. Do you fight or not fight? They will die. That plan is already made. We have to endeavor for Krishna consciousness and nothing else. Everything is there. That is different. Because we are living entity, we are got little independence. By misuse of independence, we have become out of Krishna's appreciation. So we have to try for that, to again go back to the association. Nothing else. Other things will go on. You don't require to become a scientist or physicist or this or that. Don't do that. You simply require to chant Hare Krishna. That's it. That is your only business. Scientists, they are trying to please Krishna, that's all. I think that's very well. Sarvaiman Parityajamami Saranam. You simply say no. That is your business. No other business. Gauratmika buddhi rekiha trunanam. Bahushaka jananta buddhi abhava.